I've seen people make some super sick finger longboards, so I decided to try it myself. I loved the wood pattern on this one and wanted to replicate it. So I'm gonna try a split ply bottom graphic. You make those by cutting up a whole bunch of little strips of wood and then lay them all flat on a piece of tape or something to make any pattern you want. So after cutting up a whole bunch of little strips of veneer, I started laying them all out. You just want to make sure everything's smooth and there's no big gaps. This actually took a while to make all these little strips and to get them all lined up. But once they were, it was time to cut them and make a nice smooth edge that would line up with the middle centerpiece. Now I just had to cut it so it would match the size of the other plies that I'm going to be using. And then I could get it ready to go into the mold. You leave the tape on until after it's glued and then you just pull it off really easy. But then I laid down my wood glue and smeared it all up, stacked up my plies, and then assessed my mold situation. For this is actually super easy, you just need something flat, so I decided to put it right between two tiles and then clamp it on down. Now to let it dry overnight. But in the meanwhile, I could start thinking about what shape I'd want to do for it. So I decided on this one and then cut it out. This will give me a nice template that I can just trace right onto the deck once it's dry. Stay tuned. Join me as I finish this finger longboard build. Right out of the mold, I was really excited on how this thing looked actually, and the split ply ended up working really good, so I pulled off the tape. I already had my shape all ready to go, so I just had to trace it out on there and then get the holes ready as well, which I used the whole deck. Then after a rough cut with the bandsaw, I was ready to sand it on down. Doing the flat side of the boards was pretty easy. Then I had to get a little creative to make the notches on the top and bottom. But once that was done, things were looking pretty dang good. I moved on to making the holes with a countershaking bit. Next step was a good bit of hand sanding. The bottom ply was looking even better after I gave it a full deep sand and got rid of any edges. Now the deck needed one more thing. So after about 3 layers of clear coat, this is what I had, and I was really happy with how it came out. It was a nice gloss to it. Now on to the fun part, thinking about what trucks and wheels I'm going to put on this bad boy. I'm going with some urethane LC bull wheels. These should give it a nice stable feeling. They're great for carving. Matched to a set of gold inverted kingpin trucks. Finishing it off with just a nice little simple grip job. Since the deck is pretty long, it takes about 1.5 sheets of grip. And after it was filed down, I could finally look at how the whole setup came out. Should I put this thing to the test in the next video? Let us know.